Well, John Krasinski, you've done it again, man.
Thank you. Again.
Wow, that was real Southern.
It's the best.
But you have, this is a brilliant film.
Thank you so much.
What if I told you imaginary friends are real? And when their kids grow up, they're forgotten.
You did it for your kids. They came to set as well.
Sure did, yeah.
So how much say do they have in storylines? Do they say, Dad, we really need this in there. This character's got to be a part of it.
Yeah, they run a tight ship.
Really?
No, not at all. They were amazing. I don't think they knew what I did before this movie.
Seriously?
Yeah, because I think they thought I was an accountant or something, because they heard the word office a lot, but they had never seen it, and they had never seen Quiet Place or Jack Ryan, and so Emily got quite the head start in our house with Mary Poppins and Jungle Cruise. So on this one, I thought it's going to be an all-encompassing trip. I'm bringing them on in from the beginning. So I pitched them the movie. As I was writing, I had sketches. I'm a terrible artist, but I showed them what Blue would look like and Phoebe's character, Blossom, would look like, and they loved it. They just went through the whole thing, all the way up to the trailer. My daughter had a note on the trailer. I said, did you like it? And she said, I did, but I love that line.
You have to help them.
Yes, we do.
And I said, why? And she said, it's so emotional. And I went, oh my God, so that line's back in the trailer.
Oh.
They take 10%, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So this was a family affair here.
It was a whole family affair, yeah.
I mean, the cameos that you have in this are amazing. Of course, you've got your beautiful wife, Emily.
She was the toughest to get, but we got there.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah, just so many breakfasts, just going
Right?
back and forth on deal points, and yeah.
I was going to say, how does that go down? Do you say, honey, I need you to audition for this? Or is she like, put me in your movie, man?
Yeah, it's more of the in-between. I always think that I have to give her this huge pitch, and she read the script, cried, and said, I better be in this movie. And I said, no problem, this is you right here, the unicorn.
Oh, because she is a unicorn.
She is a
that
unicorn,
line.
isn't she?
Yeah, she basically is. I've already told you that. But your wife's in this film. You've got Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, George Clooney.
George Clooney's in it? What is
It's
going
insane.
on?
But how does it feel to have your friends backing you up on this kind of film?
Listen, it's extremely emotional because they didn't have to do it. You know what I mean? It's everybody jumped in and did a couple lines, and I always pitch my movies before anybody reads the script, and I pitched them the movie, and they didn't even read the script. They just wrote back yes. And I've never had so many yeses, so many fast yeses. And it was both to do me a favor, which I can never pay them back for, but also because they love the idea of the movie, that bringing back your childhood and also putting something good into the world. A lot of them were so supportive of me during Some Good News that I was doing over COVID, and I said, well, this is kind of the movie version of Some Good News, and they said, we're in, so.
We all needed that during COVID.
Oh.
And your kids were a part of that as well.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
So good, so good.
Am I disappearing? Oh, I am not ready for this. I need to throw up, or I need a snack. It's one of the two.
Gross.
Ryan Reynolds and Steve Carell are the leads that take us on this this imagination journey
Kelly
that we.
Fleming, yeah.
And yes, exactly. She's brilliant in this. But whenever you're thinking of Ryan and Steve's characters, particularly Blue, are you writing the story as if it's Steve Carell speaking this character?
You know, it's funny, I did. I
Really?
wrote this for Steve before knowing whether or not he would do it. You know, he's a really busy guy, and he's off doing a lot of different voiceover stuff with like the Despicable Me stuff.
The most important part of a heist is being aware of potential dangers. I trained myself!
So I wrote it with him in mind because, to me, genuinely, Blue is Steve. Like, Blue is that lovable, that sweet, that deep, that vulnerable, and he's the person you want to give a hug to. And I say that fearful because now people are just going to run up and attack Steve for a hug.
Don't do that, folks, okay?
Or do it and see how it goes. But no, I wrote it with him in mind, and when he said yes, it was so incredibly moving because I thought we would just come in and have a laugh riot while he was doing voiceover, and instead he came in, he put both his hands on my shoulders, and he gave me the greatest brother speech. He just said, I'm so proud of you. I love the script, but ever since you started writing and directing, I've been cheering you on the sidelines. And I was like, oh my God.
Wait, babe.
Wait, we're supposed to laugh. And then he went into doing his VO, and we had a blast.
He just brings so much life to Blue.
He really
you
does.
know? And Ryan does too. I was so impressed. I mean, we've seen his skills as an action hero and everything like that. And he actually said, you know, whenever you presented this to him in his kitchen, that he thought, me? Really?
My response was first like, are you sure you want me?
Oh, that's so sweet. You know, the thing about Ryan is I've been a big fan of his forever. I'm lucky enough to be friendly with him now, but when I remember when Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place came on, I not only said, who is that, but what is that?
8:45. All is clear.
Like, it was some different type of comedy that I have never seen, probably haven't seen since. But what you get to see when you become friends with him is who he is as a husband, as a father, and as a friend. And he's got this deep well and this huge heart, and I thought, man, if I could get a fraction of that into this movie, I'd be off to the races, and he gave me way more than I ever expected. I mean, he gives the most beautiful performance.
Yeah, it's so good, so good. I'm gonna go back to your wife, Emily, for a second.
Okay.
Emily, as a collaborator in life and work, what is it that you value most about that woman?
Oh man, absolutely every single thing. She inspires me every single day. I'm her biggest fan on every level, but I think what it is about her is she's so talented, no question, but she approaches every single job and every single day with the brightest light and just the greatest enthusiasm. And so I watch, whether it was working with her or going to visit her on set, you can literally see a ripple of energy go through the room when she comes on, because she's there for all the right reasons. She loves what she does, and she's just really good at it.
Well, the same goes for you, sir.
Well, that's very
you guys
sweet.
are
Thank
a
you.
great duo,
Thank
for
you.
sure. And we loved seeing the Tina Turner dance scene.
Oh, yeah.
Better Be Good to Me, the dance scene was fantastic.
Thank
How
you.
much fun did you have bringing that to life? How much help did Ryan Reynolds need on the choreography front? Because Kaylee was crushing it.
Very little. They needed help. They needed very little help. I wrote that sequence for my mom. So when I was little,
Really?
yeah, when I was little, I used to listen to a lot of different music with my mom, and I remember dancing in the kitchen to Tina Turner with my mom, and I thought there's something about, for me, putting that in the movie, but also I love songs that, go through the generations and, are in there, and you wouldn't expect a little girl to be singing Tina Turner. And
But
then
nobody
when
does it like Tina. She brings generations together.
That's right. And so we were so lucky, and everybody on Tina's team was so incredibly supportive of this and so beautiful. And so I think you feel that pressure to do it right.
Yeah.
And so the Tina experience for me is probably one of the most important parts of the movie, because it's the moment that you see this little girl go from reality into imaginary, and the only way to get from reality to imaginary is to do it with Tina Turner.
Right.
You got to do it.
Yeah, and Kaylee does it.
She
knocks
does
it
it.
out of the park. Was it always that song?
It was always that song, but to be honest, in the first draft, the ifs were supposed to be dancing for Kaylee, so she was supposed to be watching a show.
Okay.
And I was in some other meeting, and I got a text from our incredible choreographer, Manny Moore, and she said, "You're gonna wanna see this." And I said, "Okay." And I watched, and it was a video of Kaylee doing the entire dance. And I said, "When did she learn this?" And she said, 37 seconds ago. And I was like, what's happening? So it turns out Kaylee's been dancing since she was 1.
Right.
And she crushed the dance. And so I turned the whole sequence about her rather than it happening to her. She is the sequence now.
Great decision
Thank
on
you.
that front.
Thank you.
She's just
I'm
a
no
talent.
fool. When I see talent,
Yeah.
you just go for it.
And then to have Mandy Moore paired up with the choreography on that, like,
It's
well
unbelievable.
done.
It's
so
unbelievable.
good. Kind of a departure from this project and onto another one. Fans were so pumped to see you in Doctor Strange as Reed Richards.
Yes.
And the smartest man alive, Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four.
Hello, Stephen.
But then when the announcement came for the Fantastic Four, we're like, wait a second, what? Why are you
that
missing in
Marvel.
action?
Yeah,
I mean,
multiverse.
but we're, there was really like this fan frenzy online. I mean, you were trending on Twitter. There was a fan petition. Yeah,
What
it was
is
going.
Twitter?
It's X now. I don't know.
Oh, right. Okay,
it's
good.
X. But what did you make of the fan support? And might there ever be a chance we could see you pop back up into the Marvel universe?
I don't think so. That was the whole pitch to me. I was shooting Jack Ryan, and Kevin Feige called and said, "Would you ever do a little cameo in this movie and just fly in for a day?" So I flew in for a day to do that, and I had so much fun just being in the world.
Yeah.
But I knew that it was always just a cameo because they were doing the whole multiverse thing. And come on, when you hear about Pedro getting the role, that's the guy. Like, he's going to be so good in the role.
You're very gracious.
It's
But
true,
fans
though.
were thinking that you would be their guy as well, but you both have now the opportunity to take on an iconic character.
That's right.
So
That's right.
But we fans are going to be just blown away with If.
Oh,
so.
thank you so much.